All right. Well, happy Thursday, everybody. I want to welcome you all to the first National Court Reporters Foundation Ask Me Anything Zoom Up. We're so honored that you all took time out of your day today to learn more about NCRA's annual convention that's going to be held in Houston, Texas, the great state of Texas. We hope you find this platform very informative, and due to the popular demand by members, this event is being recorded, so you'll have access to that later on. So I want to first start off with, because I think it's so very important, we have a captioner this evening, Rochelle Hopkins, and she is with Captions First. And I want to thank Pat Graves. She has made this happen. She is sponsoring that. So let's give her a big captioner welcome. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to let you guys know that when it's if you have questions when it's time, we'll use under the reactions, the raise hand function, and then I will get to you as soon as that hand is raised, and you're up next. So while we get started, I'm going to introduce some key people to this event tonight. And when I say your name, just raise your hand so everybody can see who you are and where you are on their screen. We are honored to have our NCRA President, Jason T. Metters, FAPR, RPR, CRR, CRC. Following up behind him is our NCRA President-elect, Kristen Anderson, RPR, from Texas. We also have our National Court Reporters Foundation Chair, Marjorie A. Peters, FAPR, RMR, CRR. So, and I am Cindy Isaacson. I am your moderator tonight. I'm also NCRA Secretary Treasurer. I am also from the great state of Texas, but now live in Kansas. So if I say the great state of Texas, it's because I mean it. My co-host this evening will be Rich Jamosin. Rich?
Yep.
So I'm going to turn it over to Rich to introduce some other very special guests that we have.
Sure. So good evening. My name is Rich Jamosin. I am a NCRF trustee, and I have the pleasure of introducing two working reporters and one student. So our first working reporter is Bethany Morse. Bethany is an RSR, a Washington CCR. She needs one leg for the RPR, which is the Q&A, and then she'll be an RPR hopefully soon. Bethany's been working a little over a year. She, if you're going to Houston, she has a session called New Grads, so you guys may want to check that out if you're going to Houston. And she was also our first place winner of the NCRF New Professional Grant in 2022. So thanks for being here, Bethany. And then second person I want to introduce is Christine Moores. Christine is a student in 160 in the Simply Steno program. She's also on the practice page, as is Bethany Moores. Welcome, Christine. Thanks for joining us. And the third person I want to mention or introduce is Logan Kislingberry from the state of Texas. Logan is a Texas CSR, a Washington State CCR, and an RPR. And Logan has been freelancing for a little over 4 years now in the freelance market. So thanks for joining us, guys. Much appreciated. Cindy?
I also want to thank Marguerite Rogers, who is the NCRA Membership Committee Chair. She is here with us tonight, and she'll have great information. There she is. Thank you for being with us. I'm going to turn this next little segment over to Jill Landsman. She is the staff liaison for the National Court Reporters, the Foundation. And so she's going to introduce us to staff.
Thank you very much to everybody for joining us today. From the staff, we're going to be hearing from two very important people who are the backbone to making our conference happen as well as it does. And that's Terpsy Gentili, who is our Director of Events, and Brenda Gill, our Membership and Development Manager. And the cheerleaders are right behind us.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I also have some good people from the great state of Texas that have joined us tonight. to give us some insight about Houston and things we need to know. Renee White is here, and Letitia Salas is here. There you are. Okay. So when it gets to that time, they'll have some great information about Houston. So right now I'm going to give Jason an opportunity to speak with you guys about what convention means to him. Go ahead, Jason.
Thank you, Cindy. And I don't think she mentioned it, but I am from the great state of Colorado and proud of it. What convention means to me, guys, I started involvement in association work in '82 and went to that's 1982, and went to my first convention soon after that. And it was a professional sea change for me, a life change, if you will, in my professional world. I did not dream that NCRA had the resources, that there was the networking there, that there was this high quality training all throughout. I can't say I have been to every convention since then, but every one that I could make, I've been to. And, you know, if you're worried, as you go on in your career, you worry, and you're new in your career, you worry about costs and things like that. I can tell you that every dime I've ever spent on a convention has been returned to me in whether it's personal fulfillment, business connections, networking with other reporters, all of that. And not even to mention the value of the camaraderie and the high value of education that we get. So that is my experience with convention. I can't stress how rewarding and enjoyable it's been for me for literally the past 40 years. And I encourage you to get on that same train and enjoy it as much as I have. And I also want to thank the foundation. This is a kind of a new venue for us, and I really appreciate the foundation reaching out in new and different ways to engage the students and members in any way that we can. And guys, if you want to, anytime that you want to make a tax deductible donation to further the cause of the foundation, please feel free to do that. Thank you, Cindy.
All right, thank you, Jason. So now that he brought up the foundation, I know that we have several people that are trustees on the foundation and angel gatherers. I know I see our twins are on there, our big angels. I love that. So if you are an angel or an angel gatherer or a member of the trustees, raise your hand so everybody can see where you are and who you are. There you go. All right. Thank you guys for being here. So go ahead, Kristen, tell us, what are you thinking about convention?
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for being here. Thanks for hopefully having this annual event to the foundation. This was a great idea. Ask Me Anything. As you know, we are back in the great state of Texas, as Cindy said, and I'm trying to remember, I think it was 2006. It was my very first NCRA convention. I might have to look that up, but it's roughly 2006. Maybe Doug Friend is looking at me. He might remember. It was up here in Grapevine. So it's finally back in Texas. So we're looking forward to having you here. It will be very warm and humid in Texas at that time. So pre-prepared and find activities in air conditioning. We try to do all that, but it'll be exciting to be down in Houston. And the theme this year for convention is make every connection matter. And there's all kinds of, that can be related in so many different ways about the connections we make at conference. And as Jason had mentioned, you'll meet people, make connections that will last throughout your career, throughout your lifetime, friends and colleagues. And so just to give you some tidbits on that, I would say, if you're making notes, and you can ask later, but I'm going to try to cover some of my little things, is bring business cards. Make your little checklist when you're packing, bring your business cards. Everybody's always like, oh, I forgot my business cards. And I know we have a technology and nowadays, and it's easy to find each other, but it's also nice to have those to reference. Before I go too much further, and I want to make sure I'm not talking too rapidly, I want to thank Rochelle Hopkins, once again, our captioner, who is trying to get all these names and different things we're going to reference here on the fly. I'm going to share with you one thing that I do when I travel for NCRA or go to a convention is you might want to have a DoorDash membership. I don't, that may sound funny to you, but let me tell you why. Last year, some of us got sick and got COVID at NCRA conference, and I was one of them. And I didn't know, but in the middle of the night, I called DoorDash to go to CVS and pick me up. I wasn't feeling well, I didn't know, and got a COVID test and got my medicine to be able to get home and stuff. So you can get it for that. Recently, I traveled, forgot my mascara. They will bring it right to your door wherever you're staying. So if you think, oh gosh, it's not just food, you can have when you forget something, it's so much easier than trying to get an Uber and go somewhere to get things. So if you get ill or have toiletries that you don't have with you, you can get them. So I tell you, DoorDash is a wonderful thing. Also, when you're getting ready to leave, if you're like me, you want to make sure you have a pet sitter or a house sitter lined up. If you don't have someone water your plants when you leave in Texas, they will not be alive when you come back. So you want to make sure you have all that lined up, because people get so busy in the summer. If you don't line all that up ahead of time before you leave, you won't find a pet sitter. They'll be booked and stuff. So you want to make sure you have that done. I don't have little children, so that's important to me. Reserve your parking or your Uber ahead of time. Sometimes when there was less Uber drivers, I would say, a little while ago. And when I was trying to get to the airport, I did not allow for that time to not be able to get there. So if you're going to take an Uber, you might want to schedule it the night before, just to make sure they're going to be there to pick you, and you can pick you up and make it to the plane on time. Always bring extra clothes. We always think we want to wear something and something may happen and you need to have that. So always make sure you have several outfits with you. And the last thing, I've been talking too long, but I want to bring up, so past presidents of NCRA, Max Curry and Christine Phipps and Alexitas, are this year sponsoring the President's Party, and it will be Friday evening at the Palm. And uniquely, all proceeds that are going to be collected for that are going to fund the search engine optimization of the NCRA A to Z Intro to Steno program, and just marketing in general, to try to make sure when you're searching for court reporting that you're going to land an NCRA and find those resources. So we want to support the foundation, and those funds, all of that is going to go back to the foundation for that. So I thank you for all of those here that are on the foundation and all your service. And I think I've said enough. And finally, on Saturday night, the theme for the gala will be Boot Scoot Boogie. So I'm going to sign off. And if you have any questions, I will be here. Thank you for all being here tonight.
Thank you, Kristen. You can never talk too long, especially about all the good things that are going to happen at convention. And I know that Marjorie Peters is, I'm looking at Rogers, and she's going to talk about the foundation and some cool things that are going on with that and some stuff at convention. So I'll turn it over to Marjorie and she can give us more information.
Marguerite Rogers is awesome. So you can always say that I'm Marguerite Rogers, because she is fantastic, right, Marguerite? Yes, Marguerite, absolutely. All right. So I do want to thank you all for coming to our very first Ask Me Anything. And I say very first because our NCRF board has been working since last summer on our strat plan, and our focus at the foundation is you, students and new graduates. You are at the very top of our list, and Ask Me Anything this is a first in a series. And so we hope that we can have more. And we plan on it after convention starting this fall is when we hope to begin more Ask Me Anything. So I have two things to say about this. Give us your suggestions. We, of course, are already planning many more Ask Me Anything to help you out. But our goal is to help you get started in this career so that you can be successful and get on your feet and get out of school, get on your feet, have a successful working career. We all want to be here to support you. So angels, I see angels around here. I see angel gatherers. When you're thinking about those donations, and we are so grateful and so care so deeply about your donations. We know that you want these donations to build this profession up. And so we want to start with building our students up and building our new graduates up. So that's where your angel dollars are going. We are taking great care and making great plans in our strat plan. We hope to have more that we can talk about at convention, but we're very excited. Our NCRF trustees are just a fabulous group of people, and the foundation and the students and new graduates and all court reporters are their heart. That is in their hearts. And so they do care about spending their time doing whatever we can to help you be successful in your careers. So about the foundation, that's our main goal this year. We're working very hard on it. We started also another brand new initiative, and that is a drawing. I hope you've seen the ads around Facebook. It just started the other day. It is a drawing for free registration for students to attend Houston, the convention in Houston. So there will be 10 registrations awarded. The criteria are that you have to be at your 180s. I think we have to pass at least 180. We have to verify your school and your instructor. There's an application online on the JCR. So if you just go to the JCR, and I believe it's search for student membership conference registration, you'll get the application. Just send it in. We're going to award 10 free registrations for students. That will be the registration for all of this closes on May 31st. And then we're going to do the drawings as soon as we can after that. I hope June 1st is what we talked about last night, so that you have time to plan. So we're excited about that. I think this will probably be the first time, and we hope that we will also continue this as part of our plans for the foundation, as we are constantly thinking about how we can support you from coming in recruitment in court reporting school, and eventually all the way through your very happy retirement as a court reporter. But we never let you retire, right, Doug? Because Doug says he's retired, but here he is still with us, because again, he's on our foundation board. He's our new chair-elect, and he cares very much about the success of this profession and this career and all of you. So thank you very, very much. I'm looking at my notes to make sure there isn't something else I should be mentioning to you. I think that's probably it. We're so excited about our strat plan and all of the things that we have that we hope we can make you be successful. So again, please feel free to send any suggestions that you would like to hear from firm owners. You want to sit down with some firm owners and say, what's it going to be like in my first few years as a court reporter? Or other court reporters that have been in the business for a long time. What's it like for you to be a cart captioner? How did you get started? Ask us anything. So we'll have different formats for each webinar. We hope to see you there. And again, the foundation is all about you. So thank you. Thank you, Angels. We appreciate your dedication. We look forward to see you at the Angels Luncheon in Houston. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Marjorie. I want to tell you that when I was in court reporting school, there was not an encouragement to go to the conference. NCRA was not on the priority list. And I am so thrilled to be a part of a generation where your mentors and the people around you are encouraging you to attend, supporting you in your attendance. I I just can't tell you how big that makes my heart feel, knowing that you guys have got all the support that you could possibly ever need. If I ever hear a student say, I don't have a mentor, I can't find a mentor, I would say you're not looking. You're not asking, because there's so many, there's lots of people that want to encourage you and help you out. So, all right, I'm going to turn it over to Rich so he can introduce students. Yes, Rich, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. First, I was gonna just take a picture because word on the street is there's some people might have to leave a little bit early, so we want to get everybody while they're here. So if you want to turn on your cameras, if you don't have to. But we're gonna look at the camera and say angels, angels. All right, I took two. All right, thank you. All right, so
wait, Rich, there's two. Do you have all the pictures? Because I have that there's two different screens.
I'm using a big screen, so I've got everybody on one. Yeah,
you're fancy like that.
A little bit, a little bit.
All right, take it away.
So yeah, so now we're going to turn it to Bethany Morse, so she can just touch on her convention experience for us. I know you've been to at least one convention, which was last year. It might have been a two, but so Bethany.
I've been to two conventions. I went to the one in Las Vegas when I was still in my high speeds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to the one last year in Florida. And by that time I was graduated, but not certified, not RSR certified.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, I've been in several different fields before this, and I've never been in a field that is more encouraging and inspiring and supportive of current students, new grads, new professionals in this field. It's just amazing. Everybody that you go up to, complete random strangers that you meet at the convention, is supportive. They want to help you. They want to give you advice. They want to find out what you need. And that is really the true gift of going to the convention, in my opinion. I'm normally a very shy person, but when I go to a convention, I try to really put myself out there and introduce myself to people that, all these big names that I've always wanted to meet. And, you go out of your way, you introduce yourself to people, and they are so friendly and welcoming and supportive. And the sessions are great. Even ones that I don't think are really going to be applicable to me are applicable down the road. For instance, there was some sessions that I attended in Las Vegas 2 years ago that I'm finding, oh wait, I learned that 2 years ago, and it didn't apply to me while I was in school, but now as a new professional, I'm relying on that education. And I will say, as a student and as a new professional, the speed competitions are just blow me away. They're so much fun. It's so inspiring to see the best of the best perform at their very best. And it makes me want to go home and practice even harder and become a better captioner, or a better court reporter, better stenographer, and aspire to that level of greatness, which raises the profession as a whole. And attending the awards luncheon is always so fun to learn more about the association, learn more about the NCRF and the initiatives that they're doing, and just what this profession, what this association is doing around the country to further our field and make us all the more respected among the legal field. So I don't know what else to say other than, please, if you're a student or a new grad, please go to the convention. You will not regret it. And try to spend as much time amongst people, meeting people as you can. Don't just hang out in your room and go to the lectures. The lectures are great, but so is hanging out in the convention hall and talking to vendors and going to the luncheon and the dinner and the speak competitions. It's all a learning experience, and it's all so inspiring.
All right, great. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Bethany, and for being here tonight. And so we're going to move on to our student, Christine Moores. She's been to at least 2, maybe 3 conventions, and she's all in. So Christine, I know you're 160 now. Why don't you touch on your convention experience with us, please?
Sure. Yes, this will be my 3rd convention, and I'm super thrilled that it's in Texas and I don't have to fly to this one. I agree with everything that Bethany said, and I'll hit on 2 other aspects of convention that are huge to me. One is that most of us are in school online, or those that are at a brick and mortar. It's a very small program. And going to convention, you get to finally connect in person with other students, and really nobody else understands what you're going through. Nobody else in your life gets it, but all these other students really do, and all the court reporters do. So I think that that's another big piece that we miss out on that is huge. I will add the easiest way to meet everyone at convention, and I tell everybody this, just say, if you're a student, you introduce yourself, and to anyone, if you're standing in line to get food, you just say, "Hi, I'm a student." You just say it, and you will instantly know everything about them, and you'll have their business card, and they will pull you under their wing. And that's how I met everyone. And they light up the second that you tell them that you're a student. People will watch for student name badges too, and hunt you out. And so it's one of the most encouraging experiences that I've ever had. And the last thing that I'll hit on is, as a student, I've been a full-time student. I've not been working, and I've been living on some savings, which means that my budget is really tight, and most students really struggle with how to pay to get to convention. If you can get your registration paid for, you still have to get there. I also am really good at not having to buy a lick of food while I'm at convention. You really, all the events, those things are provided for you. But what I did the last 2 years is I did a fundraiser of my expenses for convention 2 years straight. And I did it in a unique way. I'm a part of Rich's practice group. So what I did was offer for every $5 that was donated, I would do a certain number of minutes of extra practice per day. I had to rearrange it last year because the first year I was practicing for about 9 months straight, multiple extra, chunks of time outside of that. But everyone responded to it. My friends, my family, court reporters that I had met were very, very generous and got me to convention 2 years running. So if you can't afford it, there's a way. Absolutely.
All right, great. Thanks, Christine. I remember I think I donated and you did, I forget, you did some extra practice. So that's pretty creative.
You had me do the, I think it was the states in one stroke. I had to do all the states. Yeah.
All right. Very good. Excellent. All right. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. And now we have a local to Texas, Logan Kislenberry. He's been out 4 years. So, and I know he's been to at least, going by memory, probably even more than 3, because I remember Logan coming to the convention when he was a student. Logan, please.
Hey, yeah, so I've actually probably been to around 15 conventions.
Okay.
But most of them were in my childhood, going with my dad. I grew up just going to conventions, exploring, looking at the exhibit hall, having a good time, not really knowing what I was doing. But as an adult, when I joined my dad's court reporting school, the conventions changed a lot for me. I had a good reason to be there, and it was incredible as a student, like what Christine Morris and Bethany Morris said about the support that court reporters give students and how beneficial it is to be at the conventions. I went to the New Orleans convention in 2018, I believe, if I'm getting my dates right. That was my first student convention. And then I went in 2019 to the Denver convention as a student, and I was in my 225s at that point. And just a few months after that, I graduated. And then in 2020, I don't recall if I went to a convention or if there even was one due to COVID. But I did go to the Las Vegas convention, and that was my first convention as a full reporter. And that was also very great because the CEU classes were beneficial for me at that point. There was a lot to learn, especially because as a student, there were things about the job that I didn't really understand. I was more focusing on speed building. But when I was working as a reporter, the classes, a lot of them made a lot of sense to me. And I was thinking, wow, I didn't realize I could record Zoom audio this way. I didn't realize that, my software can do this if, something happens in a deposition or whatever. So I've had a blast at the conventions as a student and now full reporter, actually knowing what's going on, meeting a lot of incredible reporters, making a lot of connections, and just, seeing the contests, the exhibit hall, everything. So they've been fantastic, and I'm so appreciative of it. Thank you.
All right, Logan, thank you so much for being here and sharing your experience with us. So I'm going to turn it back over to Cindy. You're on mute, Cindy.
Doggone it. I
There
pushed
we
the
go.
clicker.
Mm.
Yes, so much great information that I think all of us is good to hear. So I'm going to turn it over just briefly to Marguerite Rogers, because she is the membership committee chair, and what they're planning to do at convention and things like that. And then we'll have Jill talk with staff about more detailed convention stuff. And you're muted, Marguerite. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Okay, I'm just gonna go out for a minute. Give me 1 second. Hold on for a second.
Okay, let's go to Jill. Let's go ahead and introduce staff and let them give some insight.
I can do that, but let's just follow up and see if anybody has any questions for any of the speakers thus far. Because I have a feeling that there's Marguerite back. I just wondered if anybody had any questions, but Marguerite's back. She must be at a gym. No. No. No, she's not on. Okay.
Logan when he was like 6 years old at a convention way back when.
I remember. I just wanted to say, Christine, I think you're absolutely right. Your point about seeing people in person because everyone's working at home is so true. I first started coming to conventions in about 2001. I was an independent captioner, always working at home. And I found that one of the most important things that I could do was go meet face to face with people that I was working with all over the country. Made a big difference to make those personal connections. So you're absolutely correct to recognize that that's important in your career.
Kelly Linkowski, did you have a question?
I think Renee said that she was going to cover it coming up. So it was just
Perfect.
about locals and activities. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Okay,
Very
Jill,
good.
go
So-
ahead.
Okay, so I'll introduce Terpsy and Brenda. They have a lot of time in the trenches hosting the NCRA conferences / conventions. And I know they can tell you the ins and outs. So take it away, Terpsy and Brenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending. I will say this venue that we have this year, I think it's going to work out really well for everyone in terms of a networking aspect. It's not a large hotel. It's not in Orlando. It's not a Vegas hotel, and it's a lot smaller, but they have a center atrium area, and there's all seating downstairs. It's a lot more intimate. So you'll meet, like everybody was talking about how they, if it's a student or if you just stand there and you say hi, you'll have plenty of opportunity for that. I like the hotel. Everything about it is really nice. There is, and Kristen, I don't know if you know, but I didn't get an opportunity to go down there, but you can go downstairs right down below the hotel, and it's called the Underground. And we're going to try and promote that a little bit more on our website, because that has it's miles and miles of food venues, and anything that, that you can go just to grab something. I mean, the hotel it's got a very limited venue in terms of food. There's the center atrium area for quick food. There's a little kind of a diner kind of feel to it, and a restaurant. But then the Underground has just so many opportunities. And like I said, we'll promote that. You won't even have to go outside. And then again, the area is really nice. I will suggest that the room block, if you're, interested in going to book your room, especially the due date is July 3rd, but I would say that they'll book out. We've booked out of our group rate the last 2 years. So that's something that I would definitely do sooner than later. We have the exhibit hall is booked. This is the second year that we're fully booked at this point. There's a lot of great exhibitors there, and I think everybody will enjoy this property. We are doing the Boot and Scootin' in Houston. And so that's going to be the gala event. So grab your country gear, and it should be a lot of fun. We've got some, little bit of entertainment, and so again, I'm really comfortable with this venue, and I think it'll be a great place to have the conference. So if anybody has any questions, I'm here. I know the airport's closed. One is 22-minute Uber ride, and the other one I think is a 12 mile to the venue. So it is centrally located. Does anybody have any questions for me? I can't see any hands. Really? No questions? Okay. Well, if you do, all you have to do is contact me directly or to meetings@ncra.org, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. So I guess I'm good unless anybody has anything for me.
Oh, Terpsy, I'm sure they will by the time this all ends. So don't worry.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Thank
Okay,
you so
Mark.
much, Terpsy. Brenda, you wanted to talk about registration and know before you go and all of those tips?
Well, kind of the registration part, I mean, it's already open. Everyone we're starting to see a lot of people register already. So continue doing that. The earlier, the better, because then we can get everything set up from the start before we leave from here to be there. One thing I do suggest, I suggest this every time, bring a sweater. Inside the hotels, you just never know. It's going to be cool. You're in a room, you go outside, it's going to be warm. So have a light sweater all the time because you can always take it off. Wear comfortable shoes because you will be walking. You will be doing a lot of walking, no matter even if it's a small venue or a big venue. You will do a lot of walking. So, things like this, like some people have said, bring extra clothes, definitely. Bring light clothes because you will be going in and probably even changing from one thing to another, or you're going to be like, oh, I want to use this because I want to do this for something else. So bring the extra clothes. Other than that, I mean, Terpsy pretty much answered and gave a lot of the information about the hotel itself.
I will say this year we have a new mobile app also, and it's great. It's going to be it has a lot more dimension than the old mobile app. You'll be able to get in touch with people. There'll be chats in there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's very user friendly, and I think everybody will enjoy the new app. So that should be coming out about 2 weeks before we get to conference, and hopefully even sooner if we can get everything in there.
Tripsy, what about the program? Are you going to be handing out a paper program this year?
No,
And,
everything, we're
Okay.
really trying to, good question, Jill. We're really trying to become paper free. We did offer all the exhibitors a virtual swag bag to say that they can put flyers in to draw people to their exhibit booths. So when you get on the app, you can go to each exhibitor and see what they have to offer. We found that by the time we got from print to the conference, a lot of the information was already obsolete and it was confusing people. So everything will be up to date. Notifications will be a lot easier on this app. You don't have to sync. So it'll be a lot better, but good question, Jill. Thanks.
This is Mike.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
What is the attire for the convention? I know it used to be business casual. I've attended several state associations and they say the same thing, but then people get kind of, a little too casual. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it is business casual. I mean, you're with your peers. This is a professional event, and so you should probably dress accordingly.
Okay, and I always, of course, I'm always in a tie and stuff, or wings, angel wings. But I'm just curious because sometimes things get a little. I was just curious because.
Yeah, I think Orlando was a little bit less formal, but I don't think Texas is going to be like that. I mean, I think it's like, again, you're representing your profession and should be professional.
Okay, because I know I see people just get a little too casual, and I guess I'm a clothing snob, I guess. I don't know. I'm just. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, and not only that, but you see people, I think last year there was all these girls basketball tournaments that were going on in Orlando. And so you're in the elevator and they go, hey, I always talk to them, duh. And so I always talk to them and they're like, what are you here for? I'm like, I'm a court reporter. And so literally you have, 20 floors to, do your elevator pitch and, and implanting these kiddos that this is a great occupation. So, I think that they like to see that, that you care about, how you look, but
I totally agree with that. Totally agree.
You're a walking billboard. So,
yeah.
Okay. Marguerite, I'm going to go ahead and let you go while it's quiet.
Hello, happy Thursday. Okay, hello y'all. My name is Marguerite Rogers. I am the chair of the membership committee under the leadership of Natalie Diffner. So I wanted to come and say, and our members are Chris DeGrazio, Rich Gemersing, Cindy Vega. We have Juanita Price. We have Isaiah Roberts. We have Melanie Sontag, and we have, am I missing anybody? Oh, Shanice Day. So we just wanted to come and say thank you for being members. We want you to make sure that our goal, like our president just said, is connections. We want to engage with you. Our theme this year as a membership committee is engagement. So our goal is to engage with you. We will have a membership booth like we had last year. Last year was the first time we had greeters. So this year it was a successful run. If you all met any of the greeters last year, we will have another greeters team this year. Our sign out genius will go out on Monday if you want to sign up to be a greeter. And so what we do is we greet people when they come in and sign in. You may have saw us at the membership booth. We're going to be at the breaks. We're going to be at the student breakfast. We were there last year. We gave out gave out gift cards last year to all students in student sessions. They were $5 gift cards to Starbucks. We also gave out gift cards last year to first-time first-time attendees for the conference, and we gave out bags. So it was a nice touch. People were so excited about that. Last year we had t-shirts. This year we will have sashes that says greeters, NCRA greeters. So they are reusable every year. So if you want to be a user next year, you'll just have a sash. So you'll see us around, we'll have sashes, and we're just there to engage with you and say thank you for being a member. Without members, students, and also associates, registered members, it would be no association, it would be no conference. So we really take pride in you, and we really want to love on you and engage with you and let you know that we appreciate you. We're going to have giveaways, so be there and come to our membership table, which will be right next to registration. Last year we had, like I said, last year we had the table again. We're going to tell you at our booth, we're going to tell you about the benefits of membership. If you want to put it a shameless plug, we have a Facebook group called NCRA Membership Matters. Please become a member of that, because we post constantly. We post about the benefits of NCRA being a member. We post all the free NCRA seminars that they have. Thank you to NCRF for, they actually put on some great seminars for us, free seminars for NCRA members. We want to say also to the students, we appreciate you. We want to promote student membership. One of our goals this year, one of our missions is to engage with new professionals and student members, 180 students in school, trying to engage with them to let them know when you're in 180, we want to introduce membership to you. We want to make sure before you leave school, you are a member of an association, right, NCRA. Also, the last thing I want to say is, like Cindy said earlier, your business cards are great. Last year we took, I don't know if I can share my screen really quickly. Yes, I think I can share it. You all can see it. Let's see, can you all see the screen? Let me see if I can. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so last year we had the students, we did a raffle. So we're gonna do some raffles. So please bring your business cards for the students. So all of these students brought their cards, and we put them on the table and took pictures of them, but we put them in the basket, and people want gifts. So please come and have some gifts. I think what we want to do, I haven't mentioned this yet, but one thing I want to do is have a piece of paper or have some kind of little interviews. If come to our booth, what does membership mean to you? So we can actually make an article out of it, do some posts and some marketing for that. And one thing I want to do next year as the chair, I don't know if it's next year, but one thing I can, bring forward is actually branding for our members, making sure that they know how to brand themselves for the career and promote themselves. So that's one thing that I think membership we want to do, make sure that our members know how to brand themselves for the profession. So thank you for this opportunity, Cindy and NCRF, for giving us this opportunity to talk about membership.
Can you stop sharing? There you go. Thank you. Thanks, Marjorie. I know you've got a million things going on, so I'm sure you're supporting your daughter in some event. So
no,
okay.
I'm actually at a membership. I'm actually at a leadership conference.
Oh, well, good for you.
So
outstanding. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to our girls from Texas now, because they have really great information about Houston. They're both from Houston. So does anybody have any questions before we get to that? Amy?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So I'm the chair of the student teacher committee this year, and we were talking about having a gathering somewhere, casual gathering for students on Thursday night, because most of the student seminars are on Friday, and it always seems like you meet everybody at the end of the convention. So then we can kind of do a kind of meet and greet on the front end. I'm just looking for like a casual spot to possibly gather. So maybe the underground, or I'm just wondering what anybody would suggest.
The hotel bar is usually popular.
But that's always filled up with your practice group. So
sometimes, yeah.
What do you know? What
just crash the practice group party?
If you
normally get, like, what's the average number of students we get?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's my next
We
question.
normally have about 75. In Vegas, I think we had 100 and it was crazy number that we were
we were blown away by. But usually it's about 70, 75 students. And Amy will probably, if I could see this, we have a PDF of the underground, but it's this big for me. And so they're going to try and blow it up. And we will post that on the mobile app and also on the website so everybody can see. But from what I gather, it's just miles of venues. And I know also there's an area that's not far from the conference, and there's a bunch of places there to gather. So we'll do a little research, but on the on the website there is places to go, and it has the map, so you'll be able to see.
Okay, that was actually my next question, was the mobile app. Will we be able to tell on the list of names who are the students? And it sounds like we can chat with them, but are we going to be able to delineate our student members?
I'm gonna have to check on that, because we used to have like a networking component that was a match. It was a matchmaker component, but I don't think anybody really did anything. But let me check and see if we can designate something that can be a student.
That would be really helpful to, kind of keep students in the mix of things and aware of things to just help them directly. I appreciate it.
Let me see if we can add something that'll designate that they're a student.
Great, thank you. I appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
Okay. So where's my Houston girls, Renee and Letitia? I think they're going to share a PowerPoint with you guys so that we have, oh, I love this. This is exactly what happens in Texas. I love it.
Howdy from Houston. Yep. So everybody, you go shopping, get your hat, get your boots. I did put a comment in the chat earlier. I think we should have a boot contest. Whoever has the most stylish boots. So Melanie's like, yay. Anyway, so I have a PowerPoint to share. Letitia, Salas, and I, you want to go ahead and unmute too? We worked on it together. So just to kind of give y'all an idea, and we have we have it in PDF, and we can put that in the chat so everybody can download both the PowerPoint and the PDF for future reference. Good boots in Florida. Yeah, well, that I don't know.
Arrive early so you can buy them here.
Yeah, just come early. Come early. There's a lot of boot stores here in town. So, all right, let me just go ahead and get the PowerPoint going. And it's not very long, but it will give you some ideas. So first of all, if any of you have been in the Facebook group, you'll know that Letitia and I are huge Houston Astros fans. And so Houston is the home of the World Series champions, Houston Astros, and we're really proud of that. And one of the things that we've got going is on Wednesday night, somebody was asking about things to do if you show up early. And so we came up with the idea and worked with one of the account reps from the Astros, and we've got a giant block of seats available for the baseball game Wednesday night against the Texas Rangers. And there is a link. It's in the PowerPoint and it's in the PDF. And we'll put it again in the Facebook group, but we've got still tons of seats available. Right now they're only going for like $42 a person, and we've got over 70 people signed up to go already. A lot of it's going to be like local reporters and some of their family and stuff, but I know we have a lot of people who are coming in for convention for that, but so that's going to be a lot of fun. So we just kind of came up with a few things to talk about that you might want to know, and so I'll just kind of go through things you may not expect from in downtown Houston. Is, well, here the first thing, I've got the Astros game. We've also now got a indoor putt course called Putt Shack, and I have not been there, but it looks a lot of fun, and I can just quickly click on the link real quick. Can y'all see the website or not? Did it not? Okay, I did not do the correct sharing. I'm going to do a new share and share my whole website, the whole computer. There we go. Is that better? Can you see it now? Okay. Anyway, so this looks like a lot of fun. So this is another thing. This may be a venue for the students, you know, something to do. There's also a bowling alley downtown. And so that might be something else that the students could gather ahead of time and get together and do some bowling. And I understand there's the alcohol, and somebody had posted, what about those under 21? But, you know, there's plenty to do besides just the drinking. So the hotel is not far from what our theater district. It of course doesn't compare to New York's, but we're proud of it anyway. Right now, or during that time, only the Alley Theater and Jones Hall have events going on. So there's a play at Alley Theater and Jones Hall. It's where our symphony performs, and they have a Star Wars concert going on. So that might be some fun as well. We have a really good museum district, and they're just a very short Uber drive away. We've got the Museum of Fine Arts. It has a lot of really great exhibits at any given time. And we've got a Holocaust Museum as well. And they've got, you know, different events, Natural Science, Health Museum, and we've got a Children's Museum. So if anybody's bringing their family and the spouse has the kids and needs to go kill some time, you know, they might want to take them to the Children's Museum. It's a lot of fun. It's really for younger, smaller kids. So just FYI, but the Museum of Natural Science is a really good one for anybody. So we love it. And then if you are really coming in early or staying a day or two later, if you have time to go a little bit further out, we have several options. The Kemah Boardwalk is about 33 miles from downtown, but it's a lot of fun. It's right here. This is Galveston Bay. So we're not quite down to Galveston yet, but you can see, you know, it's got different rides. It's got a lot of dining, some shopping, not much, but it's a fun way to spend some time. And let's see, and Mission Control. We are home to Mission Control, the Johnson Space Center. And so that's a really good way to spend some time as well. You'll probably technically really go to Space Center Houston, where they have different exhibits and things to go through. And there's some interactive exhibits that they have as well. And then speaking of Galveston, that's going to be the furthest, but it's, you know, it's our beach. It's not Florida. It is the Gulf. And the Mississippi feeds into it, so it's brown, and everybody poo-poos that, but we love it. And there's lots to do in Galveston, and so, you know, just all these different websites that I'm clicking on are in the PDF that we're going to include, so you can get more information about it. And then food. Okay, so. Food is a big deal here in Houston. It is a really, really big deal. And I couldn't even come close to mentioning all the different countries that are represented with restaurants here in Houston. So you can pretty much find any flavor that you want. But, and, you know, trying to keep this as reasonable as possible here. And I wanted to point out, you know, if you've never had Tex-Mex, Houston is the best place to do it. Anywhere in Texas for sure, but Houston is the best. And these two restaurants, the Original Ninfa's on Navigation, it's just outside of downtown. Irma's is downtown. They're both really, really good. You're going to get some really good Tex-Mex if that is something that interests you. Chinese, we do have a Chinatown, official Chinatown, but it's a lot further from downtown and not really worth the ride. But there's a little restaurant called China Garden downtown, and it's very, very good. So that's another option. And then, of course, you're in Texas, you know, you got to try some barbecue. And so Pappas Barbecue is downtown. The Pit Room is in the Montrose area, sort of. And Pinkerton's is just a little bit west of downtown. None of them are very far. easy Uber drive, if that's what you like to do. Before I go on, the last slide is just about getting from the airports, but somebody was talking about the underground. We do call it the tunnels here, and they do close at night. So they're not going to be open at night for a lot of wandering around, because none of the restaurants are going to stay open, because it's really more for the people who are working downtown during the day. But right across the street through the tunnel, or if you want to walk outside, but down in the tunnel, there's a great food court that services a lot of the office buildings right around there. And I just ate there last week. There are a lot of really good options. It's all casual food, you know, nothing really fancy, but it is a good option. And then another thing to do that I did not include here is Discovery Green. It is on the other side of downtown near the ballpark, but it's just a nice big green open space. The Rustic is over there or nearby. But if you wanted to just kind of get out, you know, Houston in July, we don't generally go outside. So, but you never know, we could luck out and have some decent weather, or on an evening, if you just wanted to get out, you could head on over there. So then just to give everybody an idea on approximate fares, IH, that's the big airport, Bush Intercontinental Airport. Uber is going to be your best bet, regardless of which airport you come into. The cab fares are just higher. That's just the way it is. So that is it as far as the PowerPoint goes. And I will stop sharing my screen. And I see some chat messages. Let's see, is there anything? Space Center, okay. Are there any questions or just comments? So game starts at 7:10 p.m. And let me put the PowerPoint, like I said, you saw that it has the links. And so let me add, I think I can add. It's not letting me add Cindy from my desktop. Is there a way around that?
Jill will be the expert on that.
Yeah, you can email that to me, and I
Okay.
can email it to everybody who's on this call, as long as the people are registered.
Perfect.
And I just wondered, Letitia, what would you like to add?
Oh, I was going to add, I don't know if some of you have seen on the NCRA 23 Facebook page that my husband is retired, and he has offered to be a little bit of more of a personal Uber if anybody's interested. Of course, he's only one person. And I know he's already got 2 people booked. We live only 6 miles from downtown. And so he's willing to help facilitate whoever wants to book him. I know he said, he was just like, well, I can make a little bit of money. And I like, yeah. So I'm trying to add him to the NCRA page. And like I said, he's got like 2 people so far. Hobby is almost our backyard, and Bush Airport is not that far either. We're probably about 20 minutes from the big airport. And the only problem with the big airport right now is there's a lot of construction. And it's like, I know the last time I went, I guess probably when I came back from Florida, it's real confusing right now. There's a lot of stuff that might be a little bit closed. The airport is really big, where you're having to shuttle from one terminal to another. And that's where it gets confusing. But I put the information on the NCRA page, the convention page. So if anybody's interested in that, and he can make, your accommodations, he's happy to do that.
That is such an awesome offer, Letitia. That's just so forward thinking and so kind.
And he has a Suburban, so, if anybody, comes in close to the same times, he's even trying to get a magnet created for the door. And I don't know how he's going to do that. If he's either going to want to get off at the airport and, have like the little sign saying NCRA, or something where he can just pull up and have magnets on the door. And so he's still thinking about that, but you know, if anybody wants to keep that in mind, and I know everybody's coming in at all different times, different days. So the earlier you get here, he'll probably be able to accommodate quite a few people. And like I said, when there's quite a few of you coming in close in time and to the same airport, he's got a Suburban, so he can make it work.
He can fit about 3 of us girls in all of our luggage.
That's what I told him. There's gonna be a lot of luggage.
And I will point out about Houston that because you're on the water and it is hot, you're either going to want to bring bug spray or you're going to want to buy some if you're going to be hanging out outside. So
yes,
Like I said, we don't go outside in the summer.
I know, but
Yeah.
but after you've been in session all day long and you're freezing, then you go out for just a little bit. So
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. So does any other presenters have anything that like popped into their mind that they want to share? Food for thought, words of wisdom. I was going to say something about how you use the word poo-poo with the brown water, but I'm not gonna. Amy.
I noticed
Amy.
that too. Made me giggle. I just had a quick question. Is the transcript going to be accessible? The reason I ask is the deadline for the student newsletter is coming up, and it would be great just to pull some quotes from this this talk rather than to create an article.
Jill, is that accessible? You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm going to download it tomorrow. I've had other requests. I can, does everybody want a copy or just Amy and the person who could not attend? I think many of you have my emails because I sent you the link. I will make a note that Amy and our court reporter in London who just couldn't stay up anymore want this, and I will send a link to you to a box folder that you can download it and watch it all over again. How's that? And if anybody else wants to, just let me know.
Have we requested a raw transcript from the caption first?
You're muted, Jill.
This is for Rochelle to answer. Rochelle, are you available to provide us with a transcript?
A raw transcript, a raw file.
Thank you. And since she's working, I'll let you know. I'll get back in touch with you. I'll let you know.
I think we should have a contest with, see who can take them. How many people take a picture with our twin angels, Michael and Richard? It's like a competition. It's like everybody has to have a picture. So I think you guys need to keep up with how many people are taking a picture with you at various times, because that's so much fun. And I love to see those pictures posted later on. So I encourage you all to seek out these wonderful fellas and take a picture with them. So they're always dressed to the nines and they're so much fun.
I think we should start charging instead of like a Santa Claus booth where people come and have to pay for like, $5 a picture and donate it back to the foundation.
That's not
a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I would pay. I would probably pay twice. Do I have to pay for you and him? That to do both?
It's happy hour, 2 for 1.
All right, I'm looking for any other questions. I know we're at that 8 o'clock, and I know that, well, for the you Easterners, it's 9 o'clock. So, and I want to be respectful of time, but I also definitely want to answer any questions that anybody has. I guess we covered it, folks. We gave all the good answers. I love that we were so thorough that nobody wants to ask questions. So, because I have my question list, and I think that we've covered them all.
I don't have a question, but I just want to make a comment, if I can.
Sure.
I just, for this, if there's students here or whatever, that it took going to one convention to get us hooked. Like we could be the best court reporters we are in the world, but it takes the camaraderie with our like minds that makes this profession special, and that makes us want to keep doing better. And I'm sitting here looking at all the faces on the screen, and I have personal relationships with most of you on the screen, and I'm all the better for it. And if you can get in on the ground floor, wherever you are, maybe today is your ground floor, and keep going and get influenced by each and every one of these people, you will be all the better for it. And that just means so much to you and to the profession. The end.
That's true. I did have one question, and I'm not sure, maybe Rich can answer. Do you need to bring your equipment? So students may be asking, and I know that if they're practicing, that they want to bring their equipment, but what's your response to that, Rich?
I say you have to bring your writer because you have to practice. Now that's me, I take it. One thing I will say is I just spoke to a reporter that took her writer on vacation and she packed her writer. And I would never suggest packing your writer. You want to have it in one of those little glove cases and have it with you. And, if you need to take it out of the case. One time they took my Zuka and I said, wait, and I grabbed the Luminex out and I had it with me. You can put it under the seat or something, but you never want to pack your writer. You want to, if you're going to take your writer, have that with you at all times on the plane or wherever you are. But I mean, it's a little, do you take your writer? If you're asking me, yeah, you take your writer. You have to practice. It's only, especially if you're a student, so you can get out and join the ranks. So that's my answer.
Great answer. This question may be for Terpsy. Is the awards lunch for everyone?
If you have a ticket, yes. You can purchase a ticket. If you're a registered attendee, you can purchase guest tickets. And if you're not registered for the conference, you can purchase an a la carte ticket.
And tell them about, because I know we always have, people are very gracious and kind and give their gala tickets away for students.
Yeah,
so can you address that?
So the students registration, it covers all the networking activities except for the gala, but for the years, attendees who have to leave early and don't plan to go to the gala, drop off their tickets to registration to Brenda. And Brenda, have we ever, I don't think we've ever not turned anybody away, a student away with the tickets. I think we've always had enough tickets for the students to attend. So we always make an announcement on the mobile app saying, students, if you want to go to the gala, come now. We've got the tickets at registration.
Awesome. Amy, did you have another question?
Something very quick and it just slipped my mind. I'm so sorry. Thanks.
It'll come back to you. It'll come back to you.
Yeah, sorry.
So that's, so those are the information about the gala. I know that that's always a great question that people ask, and it's always so nice that people give their tickets and pay that forward. The thing I love about this gala is, the first time I went to convention, I felt like I saw these people in their finest of finery, and I thought I will never fit in here. And so I love that the last few years we have really kind of taken have a theme. It's more casual. It's not wearing your long dresses and your tuxedos. So I love that we're doing some different things so that everybody feels that they're, that they can attend and that they're included. So that's one thing about this one is that, whether you wear boots or not, don't worry. Boots are funner, but don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, you remembered?
I did. Thank you. Sorry about that. So do you guys need help for the testing or do you have people in place to make sure the hallways are quiet and all the intricacies of that?
Yeah, that's a great question, Amy. I did give Cynthia 2 volunteers, but if you're interested or do you know anybody who's interested to volunteer for the testing, reach out to Cynthia Bruce and she would love to have people. Right now, it should be hopefully quiet because it's going to be on the Tuesday before everybody gets in. But as far as that, if you have any volunteers that want to do anything, yeah, Cynthia would be the one. Yeah.
Are you talking about the testing for the RPR, RSR, or are you talking about the speed contest? The testing?
The certification testing.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I'm happy to help. I'm just not sure at this point what day exactly I'll be arriving, but it's on my radar. So I just wanted to point that out in case anybody else is going to be there early too.
And for those who don't know, if they've not been paying attention to social media or NCRA, JCR stuff, is that we are doing in-person testing this year at convention, I think on the 24th, 24th.
25th, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Awesome. So anyway, so there's that. The link opened up on May 1st, and you can start registering on May 8th. And they only are doing 40 people per, only 40 people per leg. So if you need your RPR Q&A, there's only going to be 40 of you in that room. So all great questions. Okay, does anybody have anything they want to say before we get off of here?
I do. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. If you want to watch the speed contest, it is on Wednesday, July 26th. The doors close traditionally around, I don't know, 8:50, 8:55. You get to stand in the back of the room. I think they collect your phones outside so the phone doesn't go off. And so that's Wednesday. And then Thursday, if you want to watch the real time, the doors close, I want to say at 12:50, 12:55 or so. Same thing, you can come in, stand in the back of the room, and then just witness all that. It's pretty cool. So that was it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who else? Seems like I saw a hand. No? All right. Well, Yolanda. She turned off her screen instead of turning off her mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So I'm on my phone. I wanted to kind of piggyback on what Rich just said. I used to always go to watch the speed contest. It is one of the most amazing things to watch, and I used to sit there and write on my air machine for about the first, I don't know, half 30 seconds or so, and go, oh, for God's sake, these people are all just superstars. But it is just really an amazing experience. So if you have the opportunity to go and watch that, I highly recommend it. And I just can't wait to see all of you wonderful people in Texas. It's my most favorite time of the year. So thank you for this. This was great.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe, for signing in. She's on our board of directors, on the association board of directors. So I'm glad that she joined in with me. All right. Nothing else? Going once, going twice?
We
All
want to
right.
thank everybody for coming.
Yes, thank you all
Thank
for
you.
coming
Thank you
and being
all.
a part of this. Be sure and send your any of your suggestions for future Ask Me Anything events. And we look forward to seeing you guys and loving on you and encouraging you and mentoring you, thing that we all love to do the most. So take care, and we will see you guys in Houston.
Great job, Cindy.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you.